Are you stuck in your house with nothing to do? Erin is here to bake with you. Quarantine Baking with Erin.
Hi, and welcome to Quarantine Baking with Erin. Today, we're going to be making bagels. I'm really excited to make bagels because I've never done it before, and I love bagels. And it's fun to say bagels. Yeah, we're going to make bagels. I will be working from Mark Bittman's How to Cook Everything. Really, everything. If you only get one cookbook, get this, because it's grand. Okay, so to get started, we're going to measure out 3.5 cups of bread or all-purpose flour. I'm going to use all-purpose flour because it's easier to get than bread flour. Okay. I'm going to do a terrible job measuring. I should have pre-measured, but you know. That's about 2 cups. Do 1.5 cups for a total of 3.5 cups. Exactly right. Then we're going to add this out the way. Oh, in our food processor. Then we're gonna add 1 teaspoon of yeast. I am really grateful that I was able to get yeast because I know it's a hot commodity these days. Come on, yeast. All right. R.I.P. packet. Now I have to move on to a new one. This must be riveting. Ooh. All right, well, I did a terrible job opening that. So, I don't wanna, oh golly, all right. Sorry, yeast. Oop. And then 2 teaspoons of salt, which I'm gonna measure, I guess to make up for the lack of good measuring for the flour, and plus, you need to have the right amount of salt in a bagel. I think it's what makes a good bagel. I'm not from the East Coast originally, so I really cannot speak as a bagel authority. I'm just a fan. And then 2 tablespoons of any kind of sweetener. You can use maple syrup, you can use other stuff. You can use like Truvia, any kind of sweeteners. I'm just gonna use plain white sugar because it's easy to get. Okay, so we're gonna process this for like a pulse. Just evenly distributing. And then we're going to add in 1.25 cups of water continuously. So let's see, we'll turn this on. Let's see if I can do this without spilling it. Mostly. And then, yeah, we're just gonna let this go until it combines. Probably good. Okay, so now we're gonna get a well-floured work surface. Let me move some of these things. And I'm gonna be making 3 different kinds of bagels. This recipe makes 8 to 12 bagels, so I'm gonna make 3 cinnamon raisin, which are the best, 3 plain, and 3 everything bagel, which I'm really excited about because I got the Trader Joe's everything but the bagel seasoning, and I haven't used it. I'm gonna use it on my everything bagel, so. But you add your ingredients at different times. So first we'll just get this tipped out. And we're gonna knead for about 2 minutes. And if it's not doing what, if it feels too dry, if it's not forming into like a sticky malleable ball, you can add more flour or butter. And we're using a floured surface area because we do need to incorporate more flour as we need. Otherwise, I would recommend using an oiled surface because it doesn't upset the flour to water ratio. But I think we're gonna be just fine. This dough looks right. I'm just gonna knead it for about 2 minutes. Okay, so our our bagel dough has been well kneaded. I'm going to cut a third of it off. That's probably a third. I guess I could measure with a food scale, but whatever, that's fine. So I'm going to, I put 2 thirds of the dough in a bowl to prove for 2 hours, 1 to 2 hours. If you need more time, you can, or if you want a richer flavor of the bagels, you can put it in the fridge to slow down the proving process and it'll develop the flavor more. Probably, I'm not gonna do that. Okay, so we've got our 1/3 of dough, and I'm just doing this because I want a variety of bagels. Michael informed me that we do not have any raisins, so we're gonna have cinnamon raisin bagels. If you're doing the whole recipe, you do 1/3 of a cup. So we're gonna say this is 1/9 of a cup-ish. I don't know. We're just gonna knead the raisins in, or the craisins in, and put in a little splash of cinnamon. I think it's a teaspoon, so we'll. So hopefully this doesn't overwork the dough. I might actually grab a little tiny bit of water since we're adding a couple more ingredients. Just so that, I don't know. Baking is all about experimenting, in my opinion. Do we think we want more craisins? I can't see any, so we're gonna add a couple more. And then we'll do, yeah, it's gonna be a craisiny bagel. Well, hopefully 3 bagels. It's gonna prove and rise, and I'm excited. Plus, you can't beat freshly baked bagels, even if they're crazy. All right, so we're gonna let this prove for a couple hours as well, and we'll check back in. Okay, so our beautiful bagel dough have proved for 2 hours. Actually, when they hit 2 hours out on the table, I put them into the refrigerator and let them prove a little bit longer because bagels are a lot of steps and I didn't feel like doing any more for a little bit. Okay, so this step is pretty easy. You're gonna take your bagels out of your bowls and you're gonna smush them. Which is always a fun step when you get to smush anything. You're just gonna flatten them out, deflate them, knock all the air out of them. Boop, 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 boop. And do the same over here. And we're just gonna we're gonna cover them back up and let them rest deflated for 10 minutes. Okay, so I've been letting them rest for, let's face it, it's only been about 5 minutes because that impatient. So we're going to shape our dough. I have to think about this. So I'm gonna cut this into 6 and this one into 3rds. You're supposed to keep them covered the whole time, but to prevent the outside being affected too much by the air. But I have no idea how to do this and keep them covered. So we're just gonna try and work quickly. So the first step in making a bagel is make a tube, which I assume you do like this. I guess you could roll it out like this. On our floured work surface area, and then this is gonna be a small bagel. And then we're gonna pinch it together. Make your bagel circle. I guess I'm probably giving it way too big of a hole. Alright, that's one bagel. Alright, now I'm going to try the second method for this bagel. Not the tube and sploosh as I'm coining that first one. This is the ball and hole. So you roll it into a ball and then you make a hole in the center. I think this method is way better. So we're going to do that going forward. And so as you can see, we're going to have some pretty wide variation on the shape and size of the bagel. And that's going to be great. And it'll really make you appreciate, or it's making me appreciate bagel shops for sure, because this is quite a number of steps. Okay, that's another one. We're gonna chop this one, chop. We're trying to work quickly because I should be doing this while they're covered, but I've never been one to follow the rules to the T. That's not true. I love rules. Just not when baking. That's probably why I like baking. Little acts of rebellion against the instructions I'm trying to follow. So I don't know. Are they going to rise? Am I making big enough holes? We're going to find out together. This one's going to be a Mondo bagel. So it's new. I feel like I haven't been making as many videos, but now that I'm done with law school, I'll probably be making more. I've already decided what the next one's going to be, so I'm excited. Although I'm obviously really excited to eat these bagels, so one day and one pastry at a time. I'm just going to shape the other ones. Alright, so none of these bagels are remotely similar in size or shape, but that's okay. They are going to be left alone, covered, for 30 minutes. Okay, so our bagels, our pre-bagel bagels have proved. I actually put them in the fridge for a little bit because it takes a long time to make bagels, so many steps. I'm not doing them all at once, which is fine. If the book says it's fine. Okay, so I've got the oven preheated to 400. I've got a pot of boiling water. I'm gonna use tongs instead of splashing myself, because I was just thinking, oh, I'm gonna burn myself. I'm gonna use utensils. So we're gonna drop these in so they will sink to the bottom. Ooh, maybe. Huh, interesting. Maybe because they're craisiny, they're floating. I don't know. That's supposed to be the measure of when your bagel is done, is that it will float to the top. But these two are already floating. So they're supposed to be 1 minute on each side. And then they're going to go onto a greased baking sheet or a non-stick baking sheet or one with a baking mat. we're gonna approximate time. So you do 1 minute on each side. Do we feel like it's been a minute? Michael's like, there's no way it's been a minute, Erin. All right, so you know, just waiting on the bagels. Has it been a minute now? I think it's been a minute. Okay, so we're gonna flip them. Let's see. Woo! 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 And we're gonna let them be a minute on this side. All right, so we're gonna assume that's been 1 more minute. I haven't really been timing it. This might be a little tricky to get them out. I'm trying not to squish them. We're just gonna put them onto the plate. It's okay, or the plate, the baking dish. It's okay if water gets onto the dish because we're actually going to add some more water to help steam the bagels. I hope they don't expand too much, although I'm making 9, so I can spread them out more. All right, and I'm gonna do the rest of the bagels. So we've got our last bagels flipped. So we have our raisin cinnamon, craisin cinnamon. These I'm gonna just brush with some water really quick, and then I'm so excited. My friend Delilah recommended this seasoning. I think it was Delilah. And I bought it and I was so excited, but I haven't used it on anything. So we're gonna actually use it for our everything bagel. So you just brush it with water, sprinkle it on. Does that seem everythingy enough? All right, I'm gonna put in these last bagels on the sheet. Ooh. That one's like a Mondo bagel. Okay, so we're gonna put this into the oven. And importantly, 400, importantly, we're going to spray some water in to steam it. That's awesome. So I'm gonna set the timer for 5 minutes, because then we're gonna steam it again. So our 5-minute timer has gone off, and we get to do this awesome thing again. So fun. Alright, so we're gonna, oops, not 50 minutes. We're gonna bake for another 20 minutes or until golden brown, so I might go to 25. We'll see. Yeah, and then we'll have bagels. I was gonna say the alarm. I guess it's an alarm. The timer went off. Look at these beauties. I'm so excited. I actually am excited about how freaking homemade they look. Oh, I'm going for an extra special shine on the bagels. I'm gonna spritz them once more. And I'm gonna take them off of this and put them on the cooling rack. And then we're gonna have bagels at night.
So, this is the bagel. I've cut it in half. It sounded very bagel-like when I cut it in half. A little bit of cream cheese, just because that's how I like the bagels. And they're still pretty hot. This will cool it down. I'm so bagel.
Okay, I'm ready for my bite of the bagel. Obviously with cream cheese. It's fun.
I think it's excellent.
I think it's really good.
It was a lot of work.
It was a lot of work. But if I hadn't been procrastinating all day on making the bagels, and it was like a shorter process instead of like a 10-hour process, I would give it a 7.5 out of 10.
All right.
Yeah, they're good. They're quality.
Thank and appreciate your local bagel chef.
Yes, absolutely. They are, whenever you pay $6 for a bagel, that is a deal. That's a bargain. Bye.
Well, are you stuck in your house with nothing to do? Erin is here to bake you. Quarantine Baking with Erin.